Coming up in today's video, we're going to take a look at a variety of stories that are so groundbreaking because WWE could be recruiting NJPW champions. In addition to that, we got to talk about the NXT call-ups, and we got to talk about WWE potentially signing a popular AEW star. It's all coming up right here on the Ango Show. If you guys want more videos like this, don't forget to click that subscribe button. This past week, I've had several different family things to attend to, so I do apologize for the lack of videos, especially around this time of the year. It's the holiday season, but, a lot of things are happening in wrestling. Just 3 days ago, there was a report that WWE has interest in signing NJPW's Knockout Brothers. So this was a report that was first made by Self-Made PW. They said a source close to the situation claims that WWE has offered a contract to both Yuto Ice and Oscar, the tag team champions, obviously, for NJPW. Basically, multiple sources have separately confirmed to Self-Made PW that WWE is still very much looking everywhere for talent recruitment, including international markets. Now, what's really interesting here is that there's also been other reports that have come out essentially saying that WWE is not doing any recruiting. WWE is telling TNA and AEW stars, hey, we're not interested in signing. It's kind of a weird situation, but it's an interesting situation for sure, because if WWE is telling people they're not signing people, but here they are offering contracts to NJPW talent, obviously there's a lot of irony in that. Now, it does make a lot of sense for WWE to go after New Japan talent, because there's also another report from Self-Made in which it appears WWE is changing their strategy for recruiting talent from Japan. So one of the things that was talked about in their weekly recap video was that WWE has felt pretty damn good about the way they've, brought in these Joshi wrestlers. These Joshi wrestlers from Japan have pretty much all succeeded on WWE television. I think, obviously, Io Shirai, right? Like, she's been one of the best WWE signings ever. But WWE now is apparently a little bit more laser focused on the men's division, which, to be truthful, Shinsuke Nakamura's career probably isn't going to be long lasting. I think they maybe have hoped for a little bit more success from Shinsuke Nakamura. I think he had a pretty good WWE career, but I think it's not the same, right? So basically, Self-Made came out that WWE is essentially looking at getting more talent from Japan, beefing up the men's division. They want somebody with charisma. They want all these things. And listen, I think it's a good idea, but who is that person going to be? I genuinely don't know. Now, it's also really hard talking about new signings when you look at what they have in WWE NXT. And look no further than NXT, because clearly this brand has the future, so much so that WWE is even fast-tracking these call-ups. Now, as you guys may have seen play out on WWE television, these NXT stars, we're seeing it with Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis, especially surrounding like Javon Evans, for example. There is like this list of talent where WWE is ready to call them up. And WWE, Javon Evans is main roster now. Joe Hendry and Sol Ruca, according to Dave Meltzer, are pretty much, ready for main roster. Like, they are being fast-tracked. There's this belief that Oba Femi is going to be next. And on top of that, there's already reports that Trick Williams is internally listed as a SmackDown superstar. So WWE is doing these NXT call-ups. The crazy part about it, and I seriously mean this with all intention, look at that NXT Performance Center right now. They really don't need the talent from Japan. They have a lot of people in that Performance Center who are ready to get called up. And I'm intrigued because we have Blake Monroe and Jordan Grace, who apparently aren't rumored to be called up yet. We have so much. There is just so much to just uncover and unravel within that roster. Tony D'Angelo has been ready for a call-up for a while. I mean, Tony D'Angelo's situation, by the way, is one of the most intriguing ones because he was in NXT 2.0 with Solo Sikoa, with Braun Breaker, with Carmelo Hayes, and he wasn't brought up yet. They're trying something new with him. I'm not sure what the situation is there, but yeah, I mean, it's very obvious. WWE is fast-tracking call-ups from NXT. I'm okay with this. But the best part about it is some of these people are going to be leaving NXT, and very clearly some of these people are going to go to the main roster and do big things. I mean, I look at Javon Evans. Javon Evans is a perfect example. 21 years old, most notably known from the independent scene when he worked with Deadlock Pro Wrestling. This kid has all the charisma you can ask for, and just WWE is utilizing him. I mean, look at Guerra de Titanes. This past weekend with AAA, Javon Evans killed it there. What else do you ask for? I don't know. That is the thing. I really don't know what else can you ask for. This kid comes in, kills it. That's really where we are in this situation. WWE has a crop of talent who are ready for success. We don't have to wait 10 years for it. It's happening now. We are in the midst of seeing all of this talent grow before our eyes. Ricky Saints, Ethan Page, there's plenty of people in NXT who are going to carry the show. There's plenty of people who have even yet to debut who have already showed signs of good stuff. Shiloh Hill has showed us very little, but a lot of people have intrigue there. I'm excited for this. Can't wait to see what happens. But even more than that, we got to talk about it. Danhausen. Now, apparently, WrestleVotes put out this crazy report that made me really skeptical here. So basically, for those who don't know, Fightful confirmed just the other day that Danhausen's contract with AEW will officially end in February 2026. He was supposed to be leaving the company earlier this year, but then we saw there was a mix-up and added injury time. He hasn't been backstage. He hasn't been utilized. It is absolutely insanity how they have not figured it out. Well, apparently WWE is not entirely interested either. There is interest with the WWE, but some people in the company are actually not so thrilled about the idea of bringing him in. So WrestleVotes came out and reported that, yeah, there are people who recognize his popularity. There's a lot of people that recognize what he can do. And there's other people in the company who really are just kind of skeptical about signing him. So WWE as a company has interest, but there's people who aren't interested. And WrestleVotes says, I know there's people there that want him to come over, but I don't know where they're going to stand when it comes time for him when the contract ends. He says, I could see them making an offer, but I know some people there just don't get it, and that's fair. We'll see. I don't think it's a done deal yet. Well, WWE, you're the marketing machine. You're the merchandise machine, TKO. That's what Danhausen is. From a storytelling wrestling perspective, there's a million things we could say about it, but he's a marketing and merchandising machine. Sign him. Bring him to NXT. Take him to AAA. Get your viral moments. Come on. This isn't too difficult. It's a no-brainer. We're not expecting Danhausen to go into WWE and become world champion. I'm not expecting Danhausen to go into WWE with this full serious character, but if you can have Mr. Iguana Man, if you can have Mr. Iguana, if you could have a Finn Balor demon puppet, you could do stuff with Danhausen. Listen, guys, 1 + 1 will always equal 2. Danhausen will always be a guy that prints money for the WWE. Simple as that. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the Ango Show.